Hello, I'm Richard Raffan. I've had quite a few requests for me to make a video about my tool collection. People just want to see what I've got, I suppose. So I hope they're not going to be disappointed. So this is one of two videos. I've got one on scrapers and one on gouges, and this is the one on scrapers. This is my basic range of scrapers. Bowl scrapers here and ingrain scrapers that side. The handle length, you'll be interested to want to know, 18 inches at the most, which is 460 millimeters, and the shorter ones I think around 9 inches, 9 to 10 inches, somewhere around 230 millimeters. And that, so we'll take a closer look at these. And now in width, these are around 32 millimeters, which you can see is about 1.25 inches. These come down to 1 inch, 25 millimeters, 3/4 inch, 19 millimeters, and the same out the other side. This bowl gouge is pretty much as it comes from the factory. It's in a Hosluk handle, and I have spare ones of these, so I can, with slightly different radiuses, so that I can change those if I want to. Generally they wear down to, they become curved depending on what I'm actually turning. At the most I can do a 6-inch deep bowl, 150 millimeters. I'm really pushed to go much further than that. Now these are all used for, these three are used for basically finishing bowls on the inside once they've been hollowed with gouges. This is a shear scraper. It's got a rounded edge, and it's designed as much as anything for tilting up on its side and the rounded edge so it slides easily up and down the rest. This is a spear point designed for getting into corners. This is an old skew chisel which I grind as required, and it's usually to get in under a rim and little jobs like that. If I need to get into a corner, that's a good tool for it. The square end scraper is used almost entirely, as far as bowls are concerned, for putting a shoulder on the insides of bowls which are about to be rechucked to be finished off. Now you'll see this and that in almost every bowl video, occasionally that one with the larger ones, and very occasionally you'll see this one, but I never use a tool if I have a shorter one available, because when you need a very long tool, if you're hollowing deep, you need to have the length. Although I use this is more or less at the moment in the facework, in the bowl turning pile. It actually often works over here, mostly for boxes, for end-grain boxes. So this is basically the tools I use for things like boxes, scoops, goblets, anything end grain with a rounded inside is going to be using one of these. The little baby one used just for scoops, little salt scoops, which I do very occasionally these days. Slightly bigger scoops, but I hardly ever use those two small ones. These are used on the insides of boxes, mostly box lids, and this big 1-inch one here has a fair weight in the handle, and that's for when I need to bore down much further, and that's, I think, almost my maximum reach these days, which is just over 6 inches. So these are my basic tools, and I'll give you a quick look at the rest of my collection. You'll see all these tools in action in the videos I've made to date. I will be making some videos on how to use these tools, so look out for those. I'm not quite sure how I'll go about it at the moment, but the videos will come up. So these are the scrapers which get occasional use. I'll take a closer look. Over on the left here we've got this magnificent heavy tool. It's 38 millimeters diameter, close on 1/2 inch thick, 12 millimeters thick, and as you can see in the Hosluk handle, whenever I need real stability, this is the tool I go to. It was given to me by a group of Czech turners as a thanks for the videos, which was very, very kind of them. Then here I've got some old P&N tools which were much longer. This one is now, that's again about 12 millimeters thick, far too thick really for box turning. Need something a bit thinner than that, so that doesn't get much use, and it will get increasingly less as it gets shorter. A square one which I picked up recently in a garage sale, haven't used it very much. These are long 1-inch round nose scrapers, fairly thick, 3/8 thick, part of the old Raffan range. Yes, there's my name on the bottom, and again used when I need to go down a long way. 3/4 inch version of the same thing. I do have a couple of kind of specialist turning tools. These are Kelton undercutters. I don't use that one very much. I use this one whenever I'm doing any small enclosed forms, what I call pots. Over here we have my beading tools or decorating tools. This is an old thread chaser. These I've made, just ground on the corner of the CBN wheel. They're all skew chisels. This is a pointy tool which I felt I ought to have, hardly ever use it. 1/2-inch square end scraper for boxes, and a beading tool, a D-way beading tool, which again I don't use very much because I don't work on a scale which needs beads that size these days. There we are, my spares. And I also have a box full of blades which are ready to replace anything here. So that's the quick tour of my scrapers, and there will be videos showing close up exactly how they're used, or exactly how I use them.